come give me something.
Oh, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Oh, I was just jamming. I discovered TikTok and I am having a good time. Hey, y'all. How you doing? I missed you guys, so I hope you guys had a fun time during spring break or spring break. So we are going to hop right back into it and we are just going to get the ball rolling. I missed you guys. I'm missing you guys. Um, what did I do during spring break? Oh, I stayed home. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. I know that last week it was a lot of concerns around, the application won't let me write in it. I can't write in the doc. Guys, don't panic. If you cannot write inside of this document, then this is what I need you to do. I need you to go and grab any type of paper, whether it's construction paper, whether it's a notebook. I would prefer a notebook. But if you don't have a notebook, you can grab any type of blank piece of paper and write down your answers. It's better to write down your answers and follow along than to just sit there and watch the video, because then on the exit ticket, you're not going to get a 100%. I've seen a lot of people struggling on exit tickets, and it's probably because you're not really following along and watching the video. It's very, very, very important that you watch this whole video throughout so that you can learn the lesson. It's just like class, okay? You can't like skip it and then go to the exit ticket and think you're going to do well. Like, it doesn't work. So shout out to the people who's consistently been getting 100% on their exit ticket. That means that you're really, really focused and really, really grinding. Remember, guys, I am going to shout out people each day who get 100% on their exit ticket. And thank you to the people who completed their spring break work. Awesome. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive right in. If you have not completed your PDN, I need you to pause this video right now and complete your PDN. If you have completed your PDN, then you can just go ahead and keep the video rolling and we're going to get started. So today, guys, we are going to review all of the figurative language that we learned the week before spring break, and we're just going to jump right into it, okay? And it's really important that you guys really learn this because we will have an FSA on Friday, and so I want everybody to do well. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start off by reading the poem. And you guys, this poem should be very familiar to you because this was in one of your exit tickets. So you guys know that before we get started, we have to mark up our poetry elements. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So the first thing I do, we know that we label our stanzas, right? And so we have stanza 1, and then we have stanza 2. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and number all of my lines. Okay, this is taking me a little bit longer just because I have like this little clicker and I want to make sure that it's nice and neat for you. Okay, don't get caught up in how it looks. Like, it's not going to be perfect, but the point is that we have to, every single time you have a poem, you have to pick out your poetry elements before you begin to answer the questions. Okay? Okay, so now, guys, before even reading my poem, I know that I have 2 stanzas and I have 14 lines. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to read so that we can pick out if there's any rhyming or repetition. There's a polar bear in our Frigidaire, so I know that bear and Frigidaire rhyme. He likes it 'cause it's cold in there, and there also rhymes with the 3 of those words. He's as big as a house, but as quiet as a mouse. With his seat in the meat, and his face in the fish, and his big hairy paws in the buttery dish. So fish and dish rhyme. He's nibbling the noodles, he's munching the rice, he's slurping the soda, he's licking the ice. He's an overeating machine, and I know that rice and ice rhyme. Excellent. And I see that there is no repetition within this poem, so I can move on to my questions. Okay. Now, here, guys, it says, what is the rhyme scheme of the poem of stanza 2? Now, we have not gone over rhyme scheme. We're going to go over rhyme scheme on tomorrow, but I wanted you guys to at least try it to see like what you think it may be. So just as a preview of what we're going to learn tomorrow, rhyme scheme is you're looking at the end, you're looking at the rhyming words at the end of each line. This is why it's important to pick out the rhyme within the poem, right? Every time a word rhymes with another word, you're going to give it a letter of the alphabet, okay? So, and I'm not teaching, I just want you to just like see what you're going to learn tomorrow. So I'm going to start off with A, right? A, bear, Frigidaire. Frigidaire and bear rhyme, so I'm going to give Frigidaire the same letter. There also rhymes, so I'm going to give it the same letter. All of the words that rhyme get the same letter, okay? And then it says, he's as big as a house, but as quiet as a mouse. And so I know that house and mouse rhyme. That's a new rhyme, and so that gets another letter, which is B. With his feet in the meat, that's a new rhyme, so that's C. And his face in the fish, that's D. And his big hairy paws, that's E. In the buttery dish. And so dish and fish rhyme, so then that would be D. Okay? So here, the rhyming is kind of all over the place. It would be A, B, B, C, D, E, D. Okay? And so here, guys, scratch that. It says, and this is why it's important to read the question, because Miss Simmons just messed up. The question says, what is the rhyme scheme in stanza 2, not stanza 1? So Miss Simmons, what is wrong with you? You just wasted 5 minutes. That's okay. So we know that the rhyme scheme of the first stanza is all over the place, but let's look at the rhyme scheme for stanza 2. So now you know how to do it. Every time you have a new stanza, you start off with back to the letter A. So he's nibbling the noodles. We're going to start off with A. He's munching the rice. Rice and noodles don't rhyme, so we start off with another letter, which is B. He's slurping the soda. Soda, rice, noodles don't rhyme, so we give it a C. He's licking the ice. Oh my goodness, ice and rice rhyme, so I'm going to give it the same letter, which is B. And then he's an overeating machine. Machine does not rhyme with any of those words, and so we're going to give it D. So here, the rhyme scheme of stanza 2 is A, B, C, B, D. And so let's go ahead and look, and let's see which answer choice matches up to that. So we have A, B, C, A, B, A, B, A, B, C, B, or A, A, B, B. So we know, guys, we're going to pick the one that comes the closest to matching. So we know that it's not A, B, C, A, because when I look back, at what I wrote, it's A, B, C, B. So we're going to go ahead and eliminate the ones that it's not, which is A. I know it's not A, B, A, B, because that means that every other line would rhyme. It's not A, B, B, so we know that our rhyme scheme would be C. Okay, guys, not going to spend too much time on that because we're learning that tomorrow. 2. Which of the following represents the sound device used in line 10? And so sound device is basically what we learned in our figurative language, either alliteration or onomatopoeia, because they're sounds, right? I automatically know that repetition and rhyme are not sound devices. Those are just poetry elements. So I can automatically eliminate C and D. Okay. And so when I look at line 10, this is why it's important to number your lines, guys, because I could just go to 10. He's nibbling the noodles. I know that nibbling and noodles have the same sound, which is the N sound, right? And so that's alliteration, when the words in the line have the same beginning sound. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Which of the following represents the sound device used in line 3? Again, we hear Sound device. Actually, this should not say sound device. That should actually say figurative language. So we're just going to scratch that out. That's okay. When I go back to line 3, it says, but as quiet as a mouse. I know that they're comparing the bear to a mouse with using the word as. And so what we learned last week is when we compare two things using the words like or as, we know that that is a simile. Yes, I heard somebody say it. Thank you. Because I know some people probably looking at me like I'm crazy and don't remember anything. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and move on because we already spent way too much time on the PDN. Okay, so now guys, remember we're focusing on prefixes, right? So let's just go ahead and let me go back to my home screen and let's go ahead and review what prefixes are. So we know that a prefix is an affix placed at the beginning of another word, right? The root word is a word that does not have a prefix or a suffix added, okay? And next week we're going to start talking about suffixes. So let's review. We're going to review the prefixes that we went over the week before. We went over this. What does this mean? Who can tell me what this means? And I'm going to put this in bold so we can know. Yes, not. I heard somebody say not. Yes, this means not, right? Good. What about the prefix re? What does re mean? Again. Yes, I heard somebody say again. Good. Okay, and then what about the prefix pre? Pre. Before. Yes, I heard somebody say before. You guys are really good. Okay, and then last but not least, this is the easy one. Un means not, just like this, because sometimes prefixes may have the same meaning, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and move on, guys. We are going to be learning, I don't know, sometimes this little thing just acts so funny. Got to make sure that we just move that back up. No biggie. Okay, we are learning the new prefix miss, okay? Miss is our prefix, and then take is our root word. And so we know that when we have prefix has one meaning, the root word has another meaning. We slam them together, create a new word, and it creates a new meaning. So miss means wrong, okay? To take something, when you take something, like you take a test or you take your medicine, you're completing something, right? When you put miss and take together, it creates the word mistake. We know what mistake means, right? It means to complete something wrongly or in the wrong way, right? Good. So let's go ahead and create a sentence. You can use my sentence or you can use your own sentence. Miss Simmons made a mistake on the homework, which happens often. Okay, now let's think of some synonyms or antonyms that we can use for the word mistake. A synonym that I know, which is really easy, is like wrong, right? Something that's wrong. Another synonym would be like fault. If you're at fault, you're wrong. Now, let's think of some antonyms for mistake. Yes, I heard somebody say perfect. Yes, when something is perfect, you're not making a mistake. Or something that is correct. Good. Now, let's look at the little boy. I know y'all laughing at my little baby. Don't even, front on him. How do you know that the little boy made a mistake? Look at his facial expressions. What is going on? Look at what he's saying. Yes, I heard somebody say, like, you can see that he's crying. In his head, he's thinking, oops. So we know that, like, by him crying and him saying, oops, we know that he probably made a mistake just by the way that he's looking and what he is saying. Okay, so I'm just going to